Welcome aboard the sleepy train, your ticket to a restful night's sleep. I'm Leon, your conductor on this journey to dreamland. Every week, we go on a calming journey together, leading you through peaceful scenery and soft sounds to help you relax and fall asleep easily. So sit back, relax, and let the sleepy train take you to dreamland.
Genji lounged in the gardens, the scent of cherry blossoms drifting on the breeze. A group of courtiers gathered nearby, their laughter mingling with the soft rustle of leaves. "Ah, Genji-sama, your presence graces us," Lady Akiko purred, her eyes glinting with admiration. He flashed a charming smile, his gaze lingering on her delicate features. "The pleasure is mine, Lady Akiko." Lady Akiko's friend, Lady Yumi, joined in, her voice like music. "Genji-sama, have you heard the latest gossip?" Genji raised an eyebrow, feigning interest. "Pray, enlighten me." "It seems Lady Aiko has caught the eye of Lord Takashi," Lady Yumi said, her tone tinged with amusement. Genji's lips curved into a knowing smirk. "Ah, young love, how delightful." As the conversation flowed, Genji's thoughts wandered to Lady Aiko. He had admired her from afar, her grace and charm captivating him. Perhaps it was time to make his move. Later that evening, amidst the flickering lanterns, Genji sought out Lady Aiko. She stood alone by the moonlit pond, her silhouette ethereal. "Lady Aiko," Genji murmured, stepping closer. She turned, a blush staining her cheeks. "Genji-sama, what brings you here?" "I could not resist the allure of your company," he replied smoothly, his voice low and intimate. Lady Aiko's eyes widened, her breath catching in her throat. "You flatter me, Genji-sama." He reached out, gently brushing a lock of hair from her face. "It is no flattery, my dear. You are truly enchanting." Their gazes locked, a silent understanding passing between them. In that moment beneath the stars, they shared a connection that transcended words. The night stretched on, filled with whispered confessions and stolen kisses. For Genji, it was a fleeting moment of passion amidst the constraints of courtly life. But as dawn broke and reality intruded, he knew their love was doomed to remain a secret, hidden away like a delicate flower in the shadows of the garden. The morning sun painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, casting a warm glow over the palace grounds. Genji emerged from his chambers, his mind still lingering on the events of the previous night. As he made his way through the corridors, he caught sight of Lady Akiko and Lady Yumi whispering to each other. Their gazes flickered in his direction, and he felt a pang of unease. Ignoring their curious looks, Genji continued on his way, his thoughts consumed by Lady Aiko. Their clandestine meeting had ignited a fire within him, a longing he could not quench. But duty called, and Genji knew he must attend to his responsibilities as a member of the imperial court. With a sigh, he pushed aside his personal desires and focused on the tasks at hand. Hours passed in a blur of meetings and formalities, the weight of his obligations pressing down upon him. Yet through it all, his thoughts kept returning to Lady Aiko. Her image burned into his mind like a vivid dream. As evening fell once more, Genji found himself drawn to the gardens, seeking solace amidst the beauty of nature. The moon hung low in the sky, casting silver beams of light across the tranquil landscape. Alone in the stillness, Genji allowed himself to indulge in memories of Lady Aiko. Her laughter echoed in his ears, her touch lingering on his skin like a gentle caress. But even as he reveled in the sweetness of their connection, a sense of unease gnawed at him. The world of the court was a treacherous place, filled with intrigue and betrayal. Genji knew he must tread carefully, for his actions could have far-reaching consequences. Yet try as he might, he could not shake the longing in his heart, the desire to be with Lady Aiko, no matter the cost. Lost in his thoughts, Genji failed to notice the figure lurking in the shadows. A pair of eyes watched him from the darkness, their gaze filled with malice and jealousy. As Genji turned to leave, a voice rang out from behind him, sharp and accusing. "Well, well, if it isn't the illustrious Genji-sama."
He whirled around, his heart pounding in his chest. Before him stood Lord Takashi, his expression a mask of disdain.
"What do you want, Takashi?" Genji demanded, his voice cold and controlled. Takashi's lips curled into a sneer. "I know all about your little tryst with Lady Aiko. You think you can have whatever you want, don't you?" Genji's blood ran cold, his mind racing. How could Takashi have discovered their secret, and what did he intend to do with that knowledge? But before he could respond, Takashi lunged forward, his fists clenched in anger. "You're nothing but a disgrace to the court, Genji, and I'll be the one to expose you for what you truly are." With a surge of adrenaline, Genji dodged Takashi's attack, his instincts taking over. They grappled with each other, locked in a desperate struggle for dominance. As they fought, Genji's mind raced, searching for a way to end the confrontation before it spiraled out of control. He knew he could not afford to let his emotions cloud his judgment, not when so much was at stake. With a swift and decisive move, Genji disarmed Takashi, pinning him to the ground with a steely grip. "Enough," he growled, his voice low and commanding. "This ends now." Takashi glared up at him, his defiance unyielding. "You may have won this battle, Genji, but mark my words, the war is far from over." And with that ominous warning, Takashi slipped away into the night, leaving Genji alone with his thoughts and the weight of his secrets. The moon hung high in the sky, casting its silver glow over the palace grounds. Genji paced back and forth in his chambers, his mind a whirlwind of conflicting emotions. The events of the evening had shaken him to his core, leaving him reeling with uncertainty. Takashi's words lingered in his ears, a constant reminder of the dangers that lurked in the shadows. But amidst the chaos, one thought remained steadfast in Genji's mind, his love for Lady Aiko. Despite the risks, despite the obstacles that stood in their way, he could not deny the depth of his feelings for her. With a determined resolve, Genji made a decision. He would not allow fear to dictate his actions, nor would he let the whispers of the court extinguish the flame of his passion. Steeling himself for what lay ahead, Genji set out into the night, his heart set on finding Lady Aiko once more. For in her embrace he found solace and strength, a beacon of hope in a world consumed by darkness. Under the canopy of stars, Genji's footsteps echoed through the palace gardens as he searched for Lady Aiko. Each rustle of leaves seemed to whisper her name, guiding him toward his heart's desire. Finally, he spotted her silhouette by the shimmering pond, her graceful form illuminated by the soft moonlight. She turned as he approached, her eyes alight with a mixture of longing and apprehension. "Lady Aiko," Genji breathed, his voice barely above a whisper. Her gaze met his, and a rush of emotions passed between them, unspoken yet understood. In that moment, time seemed to stand still, the world around them fading into insignificance. Without a word, Genji reached out, taking Lady Aiko's hand in his own. Their fingers intertwined, a silent promise of devotion and loyalty. Together they stood beneath the stars, their love a flame burning bright in the darkness. And as the night enveloped them in its embrace, they knew that no matter what trials lay ahead, they would face them together, united in heart and soul. Their embrace was a sanctuary, a refuge from the storms of courtly intrigue and societal expectations. In each other's arms, they found a peace that eluded them in the tumultuous world outside. As they stood by the tranquil pond, Genji felt a surge of gratitude for the serenity of the moment. The moon cast a gentle glow upon Lady Aiko's face, illuminating her features with an otherworldly radiance. "Lady Aiko," Genji murmured, his voice soft with reverence. "You are the light that guides me through the darkness." Lady Aiko's eyes sparkled with unshed tears, her emotions raw and unfiltered. "And you, Genji-sama, are the anchor that steadies my soul." In that tender exchange, they shared a bond that transcended the boundaries of time and space. For in each other they found a kindred spirit, a soulmate whose presence filled the void within their hearts. But even as they reveled in the sweetness of their connection, a shadow loomed on the horizon. The whispers of the court grew louder, their insidious tendrils reaching ever closer to uncovering their secret. Genji knew they could not linger in the garden forever, lost in their own private paradise. Reality beckoned, and they were but mortals, bound by the constraints of duty and honor. Reluctantly, Genji released Lady Aiko's hand, his heart heavy with the weight of their impending separation. "We must part ways for now, my dear, but fear not, for my love for you shall endure, steadfast and unwavering." Lady Aiko nodded, her eyes brimming with unspoken promises. "I shall await your return, Genji-sama, with hope in my heart and faith in our love." With one final, lingering glance, Genji turned away, his footsteps echoing through the gardens as he made his way back to the palace. Each step was a struggle, a silent battle against the forces that sought to tear them apart. But deep within his heart, Genji knew that their love was a flame that could not be extinguished. No matter the obstacles they faced, they would overcome them together, bound by the unbreakable bonds of their shared destiny. And so, as the moon hung low in the sky, casting its silver light upon the world below, Genji vowed to fight for their love, no matter the cost. For in the end, he knew that love was the most powerful force of all, capable of transcending even the darkest of nights. As Genji ascended the steps of the palace, his mind raced with plans and strategies to protect their love from the prying eyes of the court. He knew the dangers that lurked in the shadows, the schemes and machinations of those who sought to destroy him. But he was not alone in this struggle. With Lady Aiko by his side, they would face whatever challenges came their way, united in their determination to defy fate itself. As he reached the grand doors of the palace, Genji paused for a moment, his hand resting on the cool wood. Behind him, the gardens lay silent and still, a haven of peace amidst the chaos of the world. With a heavy heart, Genji stepped inside, the weight of his responsibilities pressing down upon him once more. But as he crossed the threshold, he carried with him the memory of Lady Aiko's love, a beacon of hope in the darkness. And though the journey ahead would be fraught with peril and uncertainty, Genji faced it with courage and conviction, knowing that their love would light the way through even the darkest of nights.